Yo, 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 yo. I just went for a mad walk out in the bush. It's fucking awesome. Energized. No frequencies. I didn't even take my phone with me. Fucking, yeah. It was awesome. Feel electric. Which is like interesting because I went away from the electric. We're gonna have my last dab and then maybe make some more. And I might show you those packs. Like anyone's still up around. Yeah. So it was a bit shit before, but it's just how it is. I went to the cave and fucking did some chanting. I filmed it on my fucking body cam, so like I could make actually like a pretty cool video. I could probably make like 2 or 3 now. Yeah, so I might get around to that. Kind of need to watch some of my own content too, so I can get a better idea of what the hell I'm doing. And maybe some feedback would help too. Cat's on the lap. I've got rain gear on. So, get some music on, I suppose. I think it's like reconnecting, but it's actually. Did you do it? Yeah. No. Where's that one? Confused. I guess there's no light. This is the strangest thing I can do. Was that live that he did earlier and was streaming and watched it? Yeah, I think, yeah. It's only got that video. It's like actually. I don't know. Let's go if you want while I get some stuff ready. Okay, legends? I'll be back in a sec. Actually, I'm not swinging at this.
Why are they so cold, so heartless, during the discard? When they're finally done with you, why can't they just be nice, or at least polite? Why do they become so evil at the end? Why do they act like they want to destroy you, to hurt you, upset you, to make sure you never rise again? That's what we're going to uncover in this video. 1. Avoiding regret and doubt. The narcissist is cruel during the discard because they want to avoid ever feeling regret. They don't want to second guess their decision. So instead of walking away with peace, they choose destruction. They create chaos, conflict, anything that makes it feel justified. They need to believe that discarding you was the right move. So they make you out to be a problem. They can't just let go. They have to make sure they hate you first. 2. You confronted their false self, narcissistic injury. You saw through them. You challenged their false image. You confronted the character they were playing, and that caused a narcissistic injury. So the discard becomes retaliation. They lash out in cold, calculated ways to punish you for seeing the truth. They don't just leave. They make sure you feel broken, ashamed, or humiliated for daring to call them out. 3. They want you to feel regret, loss, and despair. The discard is also designed to make you feel regret. They want to make you feel like you lost something irreplaceable. That's why they formed their independence, their new supply. They post fake happiness, fake confidence, because they need you to believe they've leveled up without you.
I'm gonna have heaps of good footage.
It's a psychological trick, a performance, to make you doubt your worth, to make you feel like they were the prize. It's all to reinforce the image that they were the one in control, that they were always better than you. 4. They want to sabotage you so you can't move on. They don't want to see you happy without them. They don't want to witness your glow up, because every time they see you thriving, it reminds them of who they pretend to be and who you actually are. That comparison is unbearable. So they try to sabotage your image, your reputation, your peace. They'll smear you, create drama, or quietly block opportunities in your path because they know you're capable of something real and they can't handle being left behind. 5. They see you as the original and they want to become you. Here's the hardest truth. They were never trying to love you. They were trying to become you. They envied your light, your authenticity, your hard work, your essence. They wanted to feed off of it, mimic it. But once you stopped waiting, once you stopped hoping they change, and you saw through them, they couldn't keep the act up. It became a competition, and now they want to hold you down, dim your light, because deep down, they know they're not the real thing. The evidence is in how they discarded you, how they tried to break you, the damage they caused, the smearing, the sabotage, the silence. All of it proves you touched something deep inside them. You left a mark. You reminded them of the truth.
Maybe that's actually.
And that's something a narcissist never forgets.
Time sped up.
Even now, they're still trying to
Not
prove
cool.
something to you. They act like you don't matter, but everything they do is still based on your energy, your values, your life. They're still performing for your approval, just like they once did for their narcissistic parents. But it'll never be real, because narcissists are broken. They never received the love they needed, so all they offer is performance or destruction. They will always be averse to the real things in you, your dedication, your passion, your growth, your peace. Because all of that exposes what they'll never become. You were the real deal. That's why they chose you. That's why they tried to destroy you. But now, they don't get to decide who you are. You do. You are not who they said you were. You are not broken. You're rebuilding, stronger, wiser, more powerful than ever.
Cat.
If this video helped you see the truth more clearly, give it a like. Drop a comment. Let me know your experience. Share this with someone who needs to hear it. And don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell icon, and check the description for coaching and donations if you'd like to support the channel. You've got this. Keep rising. Keep healing. They don't get to write your story anymore.
Not really. Well, it is. Exactly. Mic check. Do we actually have a fucking AI legend? There we go. Easy. Mic check 1 2 and a 0 and a 1 and a 0 and a 0 and a 1 and a 1 1 1 0 0 0 1 0 1 0 1 1 0 1. Just need to connect to the phone. Honestly. Cookery? Like we're experiencing cookery. Oh. No. Okay, that's not too bad. Are you serious? It's just Alvin. Let's do that one just real quietly. Mm-hmm. Actually, this is clean. Yes. Video blocks, like every video I do gets blocked or copyrighted. Open the door. Oh, a couple of Facebook notifications. Oh, nothing. No, not for me. I got a massive delay. Yeah, whatever. I had a couple of memories there. Targeted individuals are intellectually superior beings. So what's that? Yeah? Gonna try to finish this here. Next dab. This last dab. Last dab. Sorry, I was a bit rude earlier. Should just read the facts anyway, but I'm not, what, that's the most I'm gonna get. It's like 6 or 3. Anyway. The amount of videos that wants to show me on the SRK, that San Mai one, it's too much. I think you know. That last one. What was on? What happened to that? Cactus. Very strange. Okay, cool. There you go. That's what it's like. It's like it's sitting there at the bottom like I went to get rid of it. It's sitting there.
Silla.
Cool, that's right. Look at a massive delay. Like that's a crazy delay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yeah, about 15 seconds. Sometimes I get real quick ones. It's like 5 seconds. I've got the teeth grinding. Had my last valve early. Shouldn't have done that. Whoops. Listen to New Breed's video from 7 years ago about targeted individuals are intellectually superior beings. It's actually 6 years ago. I think my memory said 7. No, 6. It's actually 6 years ago. So have a listen to it. This is what's happening. This is what's happening. Yeah.
Shalom, Israel. It's your boy New Breed. That's to the world. Oh, coming through with another video. In this particular video, I wanted to talk about how targeted individuals tend to be high-level intellectual thinkers. All right. I also want to speak about how gang stalkers tend to be very vain, carnal, low-level type of thinkers. And I want to basically help all you TIs out there deal with their everyday struggle and walk amongst the weak-minded, all right, because that's what they are. Now, for those who are not familiar with some of the terminologies that I'm using, a targeted individual is just one who is a victim of gang stalking. Gang stalking, in short, is organized mobbing, all right? Now, I had a person ask me once, is organized mobbing or gang stalking real? And I had to ask that person, is the CIA real? Is the FBI real? Is COINTELPRO real? You gotta understand, ladies and gentlemen, for as long as time has been going, there have been people who've organized and came on a collective forefront to target one individual or a group of individuals. But it's been going on forever. So the reason why you have technology that's geared towards eavesdropping is because we're living in a system where, you know, people are being monitored. You're in an age of technology. You have certain devices from Amazon that can look through walls in your house. So obviously, you know, they're watching the people. Certain people stand out more than others. So these people become pretty much the blunt of the aggression. Now, these certain characteristics that these people possess is the reason why the powers that be deem them as a threat. See, ladies and gentlemen, these perps, they don't just choose their marks based on some random situation or something that was said. They're actually looking at certain characteristics. They're looking at people who are highly adaptable in different situations. So depending on what group or agency you're being targeted by, they're doing certain things to basically see how you adapt to certain situations. You know, you have some agencies that do things to test your resolve, your patience, make your life inconvenient, just to see how you push through and persevere. It is simply an issue of people fearing what they don't understand. Since targeted individuals are so highly intellectual, then these perpetrators, they fear them. They're confused. See, the system that we live in has been set up to make you believe a Hegelian dialect. All right? Everything has an opposing side. You can either believe one way or another. Targeted individuals don't see the world that way. We're a lot more analytical. All right? We're a lot more observant. Let me give you an example. When you're having a daily conversation with, let's say, a low-level thinker, you'll ask them a question, or they'll ask you a question about your opinion on something. It could be, let's say, Donald Trump, right? They ask you your opinion on Donald Trump, you either yay or nay. When in actuality, the observant person, the analytical person, is going to look at the whole picture, the bigger picture. Regardless of who the president is, this system that we live in has been geared towards a Luciferian satanic culture, a new age Babylonian belief system for decades now. So regardless of who's been in the office, the same agenda has been taking place. So that's what a targeted individual or a high-level, high-perspective thinker, that's how they would see it. Like, that doesn't matter. Just because the media put Donald Trump and try to fuel race wars and white versus black and, oh, you for this or for that, just because they set up a Hegelian dialect for a low-level person to think on, to debate on, doesn't mean that the intellectual, the wise, The people who are elect, the people who are chosen by the Most High God, see things the same way. And these people are so low level that, they're looking at you like you're weird, you're strange. I've had various people talk to me and say, people think I'm weird, people think I'm this, and people think I'm that. Guess what? You are weird. You are strange. You are different. Remember, the scriptures say that he talks to a peculiar people. Peculiar. That's what you are. You're different. And that's a good thing and not a bad thing. Everybody wants to fit in. Somebody needs to stand out. Somebody needs to speak about things differently from the rest of the world. Somebody needs to look at the overall picture. We need people who are peculiar, different, or set apart. The word holy only means set apart, ladies and gentlemen. So don't worry about what these people think, because they're low-level thinkers. And to be quite frank with you, you're better than them. Oh yeah, you're better than them. You're more intellectual. You understand the mysteries of this world more, and you're just better than them. That's right.
Yeah.
See,
just
this
better than
agenda and propaganda
Exactly.
that the world has set
can
up for
say
you
that.
to make you think it's a such thing as equality, that's nonsense. There's no such thing as equality. There'll never be equality. There'll always be people who are higher level thinkers and lower level thinkers. And once you understand your value, you'll understand that everybody shouldn't be blessed to be in your presence. Straight up like that. And people are like, well, that seems kind of rude, seems kind of mean. No, as a targeted individual, as one who has been through the perils of being stalked, watched, criticized, ostracized, and basically shunned from people, you have the right to see who you are, and you have the right to understand who you are and understand your value. All of these people who have set up these different tactics against you, you're better than them. And you should understand that, because any scumbag that has to roll in a group, any scumbag that has to set up different agencies to go against you, whether it be in a Freemason lodge, operating in secrecy, being cowardly, you're better than them, because you're outright with the truth, outspoken with the truth, and it is what it is. And that's for all of those TIs who are outspoken, because that's also one of the characteristics. All right? So it's for various reasons, it's various agencies, and there's no longer what you call freedom of speech. Freedom of speech comes with a price. You can say what you want, but you have to pay the price. And for years, for nearly 100 years, they showed us that. Everyone who has become prominent and has gotten a certain level of influence, and those people were violently taken out before our eyes. That's to keep us in a slave mentality. That's to keep us within a social construct that we must think beyond. See, one thing about it, on this channel, we speak about being targeted individuals from a mental, physical, and a spiritual level as well. So we're not just speaking about a physical battle here. As the scriptures say, we battle not against flesh and blood, but wickedness and principalities in dark places. So we understand that we're dealing with a spiritual war. So we're looking at this from a different vantage point. So what that means is we understand that everything that happens in the spiritual realm is manifesting physically. We're dealing with people who are demonically possessed. We're dealing with people who are falling into moral decay. We're dealing with people who are pretty much psychopaths. And yeah, you're weird, you're strange, you're different. But who's to say what strange is when you're living in a system where fact has become stranger than fiction? And one who is simply thinking outside of the confines of their propaganda is deemed or labeled a certain way.
How you doing?
You're better than them, you're more valuable than them. Targeted individuals are geniuses, ladies and gentlemen. Targeted individuals are geniuses. They have decided to follow the Most High God in a world where everything is being geared towards a satanic culture. This world we're living in has become a pretty much free for all for demons. And when you're speaking against this construct, you're going to be labeled, just like the prophets of old were labeled. So what we got to understand is how to continue to maneuver wise as a serpent, harmless as a dove. You know what I'm saying? You got to be wise because, as the scriptures say, Satan is like a roaring lion seeking who he may devour.
That's weird as fuck.
So he's looking for people to be caught slipping. Now, when you're thinking about it from that spiritual aspect, you understand that, hold on, I'm valuable. I'm valuable. The Most High God chose me to be different, holy, set apart. Holy only means set apart. Once you understand that value, you'll understand that everybody should not be blessed with your presence. That will keep you maneuvering wise.
Cross is gone.
Because you got to in these times. And as we speak about gang stalking, we're not just speaking about those who may be, I would say, stalked by agencies or criticized, ostracized, and false rumors, all of that. We're speaking about just groups in general, because it could just be a group of people in your neighborhood who just see the light in you, you're shining that light, and they don't like you for it. So they're targeting you any way they can. They may key your car. They may flatten your tire. They're just people out there who just hate certain people. And you don't have to do anything to them, ladies and gentlemen. Some people may be like, well, why would anybody hate me? I try to be empathetic. I try to be nice. They don't need a reason. They're demon possessed. What reason do they need? You're trying to remain set apart, live a holy, righteous life. Those demons don't like that. These low-level thinkers are controlled by spirits. They're controlled by spirits. These low-level thinkers are vain.
I just couldn't see
They
it.
think that
It blended in.
you're here in this life, you're here for a certain amount of time, then you wither away, you return to the dirt, there's nothing more after this. A lot of gang stalkers are atheists in their beliefs. Ladies and gentlemen, we're not just flesh and bones, skin, eyeballs, whatever. We have a spirit and a soul within us. Now that spirit or soul that you possess can do great things in a spiritual realm. That spirit or soul that you have was chosen by the Most High God, and you were manifested into what you are now, and you have a goal. You have a mission in life. You are special. You are important. You have a mission in life. Now, anybody else, all of these atheistic, low-level, vain, carnal thinkers, they don't want you to think that way as people in this day and age. Due to all these societal changes, they want us to be vain. They want us to work our 9 to 5, don't ask any questions, be entertained, be worthless eaters, so that they can sit behind closed doors and pretty much destroy the righteous.
Having that.
They don't want us to ask any questions. They don't want us to think outside the box. But now is the time more than ever to question everything, to be open-minded.
How do I lose myself as a viewer?
To do your research.
It's 11:11.
To study, to show yourself approved. Now is the time more than ever
Doesn't even make sense.
to focus on longevity. Focus on our next move, so to speak. Because although there are people out here who are atheistic, have no beliefs, believe in nothing, right? The powers that be, the controllers, they have a belief. And they follow their belief system religiously.
No more TNT.
They sacrifice him religiously. There's no.
Have to make some.
There's a reason why you have missing children.
Cheers, legend.
There's a reason why all of these things are taking place.
Cheers,
Why are so many children missing?
Cheers to the Most High.
See,
God.
these are the questions that we gotta
Cheers to
ask.
Jesus.
What is taking place during these holidays?
Fuck, should be looking at the camera.
If we know
Cheers.
that these holidays are not biblical, and we know, well, whose holidays are they, and what are they doing on these holidays to serve their God? What's taking place here? We gotta research We gotta think a lot deeper than what's been put in front of us, ladies and gentlemen. And you know, this video is basically to let you know, all you TIs out there, that you're geniuses. The reason why you've been targeted, because you possess certain characteristics that the powers that be don't have. And it all boils down to man fears what he don't understand. They don't understand how they put forth all of this money, trillions upon trillions of dollars, on an education system, on vaccinations, on Hollywood propaganda. They put all of this money, time, effort, and energy on brainwashing you, and you can still see the world for what it is. And you're still vibrant in your thoughts. You're still thinking on a higher, positive level, and you're not being destroyed mentally. You're still thinking outside the social construct. So that scares the powers that be. I had a person ask me one time, they said, well, why would the powers that be, which they have military,
shout out
have it all,
coffee shop,
nukes,
shout out
they got all of the money, they print like monopoly paper. Why would they be afraid of people who are lower middle class, who are basically 2 paychecks away from being in the streets, who are struggling and hustling and bustling day to day? Why would they care about them?
Literally never going back.
That's when you need to understand your
I told him,
Bible.
I said I bought. Fuck it.
Because the Most High God chose you.
Not going.
Throughout
You have
time,
to go watch.
there's always been certain people out there
42 hours.
who was a threat to the powers that be. And believe it or not, you just living set apart, trying to be empathetic, be kind to people.
Actually, no,
You're living in a world where everybody is turning cold-hearted. So that shines a light on you from the get-go. But as long as there be righteous, powerful people, there will always be agencies set up to watch, stalk, and gain information on those people. It will always be that way, ladies and gentlemen. But that shows you in itself how valuable you are, how intellectual you are, and how much better than them you are.
And people pay money
So,
for it too.
hope this video continues to. Hope this video gives you motivation to continue
Well,
on
they just give it
in
up
this
for free.
perilous fight that we're going
And then you
against
go talk
these
to them.
demonic
Never
forces
actually talk to
that's
them.
operating all over the world.
Just act like your friend.
Against any type of spirit of addiction,
They
any
just tell
type
that other
of
person everything you tell
any
them.
type of problem,
So fuck
the
everything.
demon of
Don't tell
depression,
anyone
all of these things that we
anything.
face. I hope you
Or
understand
tell the whole world
who
everything.
you are, in order for you to understand that these demons are more terrified of you than you should be of them. And you can cast all of these things out with brute force and an energy that the Most High bless you with. So continue walking in peace, shalom, and peace.
Oh man, I really want to show you some clips of what I did out there. I have to put it into the computer. And it runs like a piece of shit. It's alright, it's just the mouse. Fucks with Bluetooth mouse. It's too far, there's too many things interfering. I need like an extension cord with the Bluetooth and away from all of that shit. Well, I think it can connect to Wi-Fi, but I want to make it an actual video though. Cut it together. If I do that, I might not even do that. I might just show you bits in a live like this. So you just have to watch all the way through. Not even really getting rewatches now. I was lucky, like before I was getting like 20 views or something, now I'm lucky to get like 5 or something. Like people just don't even care. President President. Dry my clothes because they'll be dirty. We'll come back. We'll come back around midnight, have a midnight sesh. And then I'll snip some bits off. And I'll snip some bits off. Yeah, I'll have a fucking midnight dab sesh. Alright, I'll keep this one kind of short. Shit, it's 40 minutes, whatever. I'll be back in 40 minutes, so by the time you finish watching this, I'll be starting again. Alright, cool. I might even show you some clips of my walk too, maybe if I can. Cool. Alright, late night session with Jezza. Midnight. See you then. Peace out. Peace out. Stay magical. Stay toasted. Jezza out.